First of all, I couldn't be prouder of the way these guys competed, and what I mean. I thought for 48 minutes we just hung in there. We battled a really, really good elite team and had opportunities. And, at the end of the day, they just made a couple of plays down the stretch that we didn't make. But, from a competitive standpoint, I thought we did everything that we possibly could try to do to try to win the game and just couldn't quite get over the hump. But, even when we were down, the fact that we were able to just battle back against the defending champs, I was just very proud of the game.
Alvin, just the way your team has been fighting, what is it you're seeing behind the scenes that sort of makes you encouraged that this is something that they can carry forward?
I think more so than anything is just the chemistry and the camaraderie and the way they pull for each other. If you saw our bench tonight, there was guys that are usually in there this time that wasn't in there. They were cheering as hard for the guys that was in there as anyone was. So, I think when you see those kind of things, it's just a prelude, I think, to things that can happen and things that can come. Like I said, I was just really proud of them. I thought we did everything we could. I thought we, took the ball to the basket. No, I'm not going to go there. I thought we did a good job. I thought we did a really good job, of competing and just playing hard and playing for each other.
Alvin, Fox and 9 turnovers obviously was bothered with his hand. What did you know about when that kind of started bothering him, and what did you think overall?
Well, I think he hit Giannis early on, and that's when it started to bother him and stuff.
How do you think it affected him?
Oh, obviously it had some effect on him, but the thing about him is he just plays. That's the thing I love about him is that, no complaints, no anything, he just plays, and that's what he did tonight.
Yeah, Alvin, we've seen Fox play pretty well with Sabonis, but what growth have you seen with the other guards, Donte, Davion, alongside Domas?
Oh, I think everybody, like I said, I think what we're seeing right now is just, obviously it's just a time thing, They're spending more time on the court together. They're spending more time at practice together. And although we don't have a lot of practice time, they're just getting a feel for each other. I think you can see the difference. Those guys have been together in Milwaukee for a little while now, and you can see how they know each other and have a feel of where someone wants the ball and when someone is cutting and things like that. And the only way you can get that is that you have to be playing with each other or being able to have the practices necessary so that can happen.
Coach Gentry, Davion just came in. He just said, down the stretch, the Bucks just couldn't miss, and Giroux hit those 2 threes back to back. Could you just talk a little bit more about, what they were doing as far as the shooting, because it was incredible, and on top of.
Well, they put you in a situation where you got to pick your poison. Giannis taking the ball and driving it to the basket is going to create double teams. You've got to be in there because there's not one guy in the NBA that's going to guard him by themselves. And so we had to be in to help. I thought we did a great job of being in to help as much as we possibly can and then getting out and really challenging shots. But, as you said, they're a very good three-point shooting team, and they were able to knock some of them down. But I like the fact that we were in. And I like the fact that we got out and challenged them, somewhere along the line. You got to give them credit as far as jumping up and making them.
You've touched on it a little bit, but what do you like about the small lineup with Donte and Davion with Fox and Domas?
I think they just compete. They play hard. You can see tonight what kind of Donte brings to the table. It's a toughness about him that I just think that rubs off on the other guys when he's out there. Same thing with Davion. I thought Davion did I know Middleton ended up with 32 points, but I thought he did a great job on him when he guarded him. And, from a size standpoint, obviously he's at a disadvantage, but I just thought, he got into him and was physical with him and probably did as good a job as anybody's going to do on him, from the standpoint of making him take tough shots. But, he made tough shots.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about what Trey Lyles has done next to Sabonis and what you like about him in that?
I've been really proud of him, because I think what he's done is that he's not only he's really helped us on the board, but just his presence out there. And I think as he plays more minutes, he'll understand that we'd like for him to take some of the shots that he's passing on. But I think right now, like I said, you add 6 new guys to your team, and they're trying to find themselves. And I think he doesn't want to step on any toes or anything. But we continue to tell him that, one of the things that I think he could help us with even more is that, I think he's a good enough shooter that those shots, the opportunities he's had or will have, I think we'd like to see him take those.
Alvin, back to the question about the fight that you're seeing from these guys tonight and the other night. What's the significance of that in your mind, and where do you feel like that motivation's coming from right now at a point in the season where maybe a team might find it harder to dig that up?
Being a coach for a long, long time in the league, I think the one thing, when you get to 10 games, 12 games left in the season, and, the season hadn't gone anywhere close like you anticipated, I think it's easy for guys to just kind of play out the last 12 games and let that be it, or the last 10 games, and, you go through the motion. The one thing that these guys, and they said it as a team, is like, we're not going to just go through the motions. We're going to go out and play every game just like we're playing, in the NCAA tournament, or we're playing in the playoffs. And I think they did that tonight, and we did it the other night. Where we run into problems is that sometimes, we've come out in the third quarter and struggled, but, we've had situations where we played really good basketball, and I thought tonight we did it consistently. They got a little bit of separation there, but we were able to dig in defensively, really. I mean, I know they got 135 points, but I thought we dug in defensively, and that's how we made the run to get back in the game.
Just for clarification, because Harrison didn't play in the fourth quarter, you didn't want to disturb that rhythm that the
exactly.
Guards
we love Harrison, and Harrison's been great for us, but I thought that group that we had in there was going pretty good, and and sometimes you just got to ride with the group that's in there. It's happened, opposite too, where guys have played pretty good, and Harrison has been in the game, and we've left them in the game because that particular unit have gone well. I don't read anything into one game or 2 games in 2 weeks where a guy doesn't play in the fourth quarter or anything like that. One thing about it is this is a pretty cohesive unit, and they understand. And I've even told them that sometime the group that's in there is going pretty good, and we'll leave them in there and ride them until we feel it's necessary to make a change. Nothing against Harrison,
Yeah, Alvin, Donte had a really nice game yesterday, had a really good game tonight. Is there going to come a point, you got 11 games left, but where you test him in the starting lineup alongside Fox to see if that's a pairing that could be something that looks interesting for next season?
Yeah, I think that's something that that we would look at. And really thought about doing it tonight, but we had liked the group that was out there starting. But yeah, there's a possibility that could happen. Yes.
All right. Let's go to Christos on Zoom.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Despite the outcome on tonight's game, what kind of progress you see in the last couple of games for your team about the effectiveness, about the aggressiveness on the defensive end? What did you see about the progress?
Well, I think the main thing is that we see that we got a group of guys that will compete, and to me, that's the most important thing, competing, because I think you can work on technique, you can work on execution. But if you have to coach effort, that's when I think everything gets really tough. So the fact that these guys, play with great effort, do a good job trying to stay within the game plan of what we're trying to do offensively and defensively, then we'll grow as a team. I still like this group of guys, and I think that, we're going to have an opportunity to be a good team.